Okay, it's Sunday again. We have a game lined up. It's a Battle for the Past game on a size board. He's been working on it, so it's getting almost painted now. Although I think he's going to strip these because someone else painted them. And he can't sleep at night knowing that someone else painted his stuff. So, although they do look pretty good. Yeah, so it's like I say, it's Battle for the Past. It's my Dark Elves versus his Warriors of Chaos. His list is slightly tweaked. Mine's the same as a few weeks ago. I just want to try it again. Okay, so run you through the list. We have 5 Dark Riders, Charybdis, Bolthra, 30 Witch Elves, the Cauldron of Blood, in the Hag BSB, 9 Doomfire Warlocks with my level 4 Supreme Sorceress of Dark Magic, 27 Blackguard, a Master on a Pegasus, and 5 more Dark Riders, and also another Bolt Thrower over here. For spells, I got Soul Blight and Doom Bolt on the Warlocks, obviously. Power of Darkness, Doom Bolt, Shroud of Despair, and Word of Pain on the Supreme Sorceress. So, and that's it. So we're going to roll what Sue goes first. But first we'll hand it over to Si, see what he's got. And he lost that monstrosity he had last time. He's got another one there, so.
Okay, yeah. Well, I was a bit ill last week, so I put my lazy day to good use and finished off some scenery. Yeah, we're actually playing with fully painted scenery now. Just a shame we've got grey hordes. Yeah, I've modified my list slightly. I basically dropped one of the units of Chaos Warriors, 1 Skull Crusher, and the Chariot. Even though I'm using this as a Chariot. Oh, sorry, I dropped the War Shrine. Although it's getting used as a Chariot. And I bought a Troll Horde, who are being proxied by my Ogres, who are actually painted for once. Yeah, I'll run you through the list. I've got 5 Chaos Warhounds. I've got a horde of 15 Chaos Trolls, led by Throg. There's a Slaughter Master there. I have 18 Chaos Warriors with halberds and shields. Mark of Khorne, and in there is an unmarked Sorcerer Lord. Then I have 3 Skull Crushers, no banner, and then an Exalted Hero, so he's not a BSB. I don't have a BSB in this army, so might bite me on the arse, but yeah. Why? Well, to be honest, my BSB's usually over here while I'm failing leadership tests over here, so you know it's. Yeah, I've got a Chariot, 5 Chaos Knights within Source of Weapons, Mark of Khorne, and another 5 dogs. We're playing Battle for the Pass, so we set the scenery up, we rolled Battle for the Pass, we then scattered the scenery a little bit, 2d6, just to mix it up a bit, and then deployed. So Ollie gets his +1 for deploying first.
3.
So he gets a total of 3.
So you make a 3 upside.
I'll probably roll a 1. No, I rolled a 3. So let's roll off. Yeah, so Ollie deploys first, so he rolled a 6. So yeah, we will see you at the end of Dark Elves turn 1.
Okay, it's the end of Dark Elves turn 1. So I moved things up cautiously, as you can see. And then the magic phase are all double 3, so 3 with me, 3 at the side, 6 to me, 3 to side. No channels. First spell I cast was Word of Pain on the Skull Crushers. Just lowered their weapon skill. Didn't actually declare higher, so fair enough. But I did get the lore attribute off, which did 10 hits, 2 wounds, but no, he saved them. So that's something. And then I just used the remaining 3 dice and the Cauldron just to give them Super Frenzy for something to do with no consequence. So then the shooting phase, these Dark Riders picked off a dog. These ones picked off 3 and they fled. This Bolt Thrower managed to do 2 wounds to the Skull Crusher, and this one missed. And that was it. So it's the end of Dark Elves turn 1.
Right, it's the end of Warriors Chaos, turn 1. Everyone moved up, there was no charges. So as you see, everyone moved forward. The dogs failed the rally, carried on scarpering. Then I managed to roll 5 in the magic phase, and then cast Fulminating Flame Cage on those guys. Although now that basically I know that Ollie can essentially give his nearly every unit worth shooting at 4-up ward.
Only magic. It's magic.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of nerfed. Well, made me never want to take.
Yeah, for explanation, I moved her into the unit and she has the Ring of Hotep.
Yeah.
Giving the 4-up ward against that.
Yeah, there's so that there.
As soon as you said you had 4, I thought that's probably a good idea to do that.
Yeah, well, there's basically no reason for me to take 4. I might actually consider a hell cannon for next time, just because. Yeah.
Well, let's face it, you don't do very well with wizards anyway.
No,
Well, a hell cannon's not really a cannon, so you should be alright with it.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, it's a bit of a silly one on my part, because actually I knew he'd moved in there, but and I knew that it had the Ring of Hotep, but I then forgot. But yeah, I unfortunately miscast as well, which didn't go down too great. And I actually fried all my I thankfully just killed 3 Chaos Warriors. Nothing else happened. So yeah, with that, it's now time for Dark Elves turn 2.
Okay, it's the end of Dark Elves turn 2. I was uncharacteristically aggressive this turn. I'm getting better at it. Like I was saying to Si, if you're going to do it, then Witch Elves with a Cauldron is definitely the unit to do it with. Right, so I started off by attempting to charge the Pegasus hero into the warriors, but I couldn't even clear the unit, let alone actually reach them. There's all the charges actually. The Witch Elves charged into the Skull Crushers. The Charybdis moved around here. Warlocks moved out of line of sight of these knights. The Dark Riders moved up to redirect the chariot. These Dark Riders moved around to redirect the trolls and hopefully get in the way of these guys. Although I didn't do it so well, so they could have easily flanked the Witch Elves. Turned out it didn't matter so much. Obviously the Blackguard didn't move because they have Fulminating Flame Cage on them. So then in the magic phase I cast the Power of Darkness, which I let through wisely. It's obviously strength 4, still not going to do anything, it's a 1-up armour. Although it does help on the impact hits and the Death Hag. But then of course the second spell I cast was a Word of Pain, like the juiced up one, which I got irresistible on. So I did reduce his strength by 2, so just looking at strength 3 guys. So it's the ideal situation really. But I did miscast with it and lose 3 Blackguard and take a wound on my Sorceress. But I'm happily pay that price. That was it for magic, so obviously it drained the last power dice. Then in the shooting phase, this bolt thrower capped a couple of dogs, but they passed their leadership test. This one fired at the Chaos Warriors, killed 1 of them. And the Dark Riders over here just shot into the Warriors, did nothing. He shot into the chariot, did nothing. And then in close combat, the Witch Elves went to town. Killed 1 of the Skull Crushers with impact hits. Obviously, it had already taken 2 wounds from the previous turn. Then my Death Hag managed to do some more wounds. Which the Witch Elves themselves, the few that were left to able to attack, because the 2 Skull Crushers over this side died. So this group here attacks the last Skull Crusher. Did 1 wound to it, even though they got I think it's 11 wounds.
10 wounds on him.
10 wounds, yeah. He made all his armor saves bar 1, which is like a record for Sly. And he obviously had to issue a challenge and kill my champion, so which was fair enough. But I did win the combat, so he's testing on Snake Eyes, and he rolled was it 4 or something? 4 or 5? I rolled a 7, so I overrun nicely to get out of the flank charge of those. And yeah, so I'm up some points, so I'm pretty happy with that. Although these guys are going to have to take a bit of manoeuvring to get back into the battle, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, so we're moving into Warriors of Chaos turn 2 now.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors of Chaos turn 2. As you can see from the state of the battlefield, things are quite jewelled about. Throg and his horde charged into, well, Throg and his throng, it's unfortunately not a horde, charged into the flank of Dark Riders. Alas, the Warriors of Chaos, while I would have liked them to have gone over here, they failed their frenzy test and decided that they wanted a piece of the action a bit closer to where they were. A bit jealous that the trolls might have too much fun. So yeah, that was a bit of an annoying problem. So yeah, they both clashed into the unit. Then the chariot over there charged into the Dark Riders that were sat, and yeah, then that was pretty much it. The dogs then just moved up to redirect the Black Guard, and the Chaos Knights, they had to take a leadership test because they were just within the 19-inch charge range of the Charybdis, which they passed, so they just marched forward. Then Magic Phase, I rolled 9, so that was like a 6 and a 3. Well, I didn't even bother with the Magic Phase because I thought, well, Ollie has the maximum, Ollie has 6 spell dice, and it's not worth me blowing my wizard up because I only had 1 spell that I could cast. So I didn't bother with Magic Phase, so we ended it. Then in close combat, well, obviously there was no shooting, so in close combat, the chariot did 6 impact hits, 5 wounds. Ollie failed all of his armor saves and just wiped the unit out. Then he overran 6 inches to there. Then in this little melee that was here, basically the Chaos Warriors absolutely ripped to shreds the Dark Riders, and yeah, I thought, oh, well, I've just gone and redirected my own unit, saving Ollie the trouble of having to do that. But they actually overran a massive 11 inches because normally I roll just enough to screw me over royally. But this time I didn't. I actually rolled quite well. So yeah, with that, they're well out of position, unfortunately. But yeah, they're not in the way of the trolls, which is quite beautiful. So yeah, it's now Dark Elf turn 3.
Okay, so it's the end of Dark Elves turn 3. I charged the Black Guard into the dogs. I attempted to charge the Charybdis into the chariot, but failed. These guys moved over here to redirect the trolls. They turned around to hopefully get into the trolls at some point. This guy moved over here just to be annoying, and that's pretty much it. Magic Phase rolled a double 1, no channels, none to Sai, and so I dispelled my Power of Darkness with a rolling 6. So yeah, so the magic didn't happen. Then in the shooting phase, both my bolt flies fired their multiple shots at the knights, managed to kill 2 of them. And then in close combat, we just picked the dogs up and threw them to the side because there's no way they were getting through that. So I'm nicely in the flank now, so looking good. So heading over to Sai's turn 3.
Okay, had a bit of a dur out doing this turn, but thankfully we came back. Right, I charged the Warlocks with the Troll Horde. Then I charged the Charybdis with the Knights. The Magic Phase, I think Ollie managed to, well, Ollie scrolled a casting of Fulminating Flame Cage on the Black Guard, leaving him with like 6 dispel dice versus my 3 dice, so I mugged that off. There's no point in doing anything. Then obviously no shooting, so we went straight to close combat. The Charybdis just ripped apart the Knights. I rolled absolutely terribly. You know, I only needed 50% hits and rolled absolutely miserably. So yeah, I did nothing to it, and then I lost 2 guys in return. Then Ollie overran into that position, so he's got a nice flank charge on my chariot next turn. Then over here, in the cascading combat, he only managed to do 2 wounds to me, bizarrely, through a bit of bad rolling on his part and a bit of luck on mine. And I did 2 wounds to him back, although I did lose the combat by 3 because obviously I'm not steadfast at the moment because he's breaking my ranks, and I needed a 5, which is what I rolled. So I tried my luck and was hoping to reform to give me the ability to chop him up some more, but no, I unfortunately didn't. So yeah, they're kind of stuck like that for a bit. Then over here, yeah, we found out just how much Matt Ward had been smoking when he wrote the rules for Warlocks, because they're pretty bloody ridiculous. I did manage to kill 5 in the end, but he did manage to do quite a lot of wounds. He did
like 10 wounds.
Me like 10 wounds, and I lost. Yeah, I lost one guy and put a wound on another, so I did take 4 in the end. But yeah, I didn't do that many wounds to him back. I think I did 9, and Ollie rolled pretty badly for his armour saves. So it was kind of left him with 4. He then passed his leadership test with a reroll, and yeah, it's now now it's time for the Dark Elf turn 4, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, see what happens then.
Okay, so it's the end of Dark Elves turn 4. So I decided to go for the kill. I charged the Dark Elves into the Trolls, obviously only getting a clip because of where the Warlocks are. I charged the Pegasus hero into the flank of the Warriors, and the Charybdis into the Chariot. And that was it. So everything I had was in combat, other than the bolt throwers, obviously. It's had a magic phase, so I rolled an 11, which was really putting the boot in. I got a Shroud of Despair off, which in the end made no difference, as I pointed out. He had characters in both units anyway, so they were leadership 8, and he had no BSB, so it didn't actually do anything. But I got it off anyway. Cast Power of Darkness, which unfortunately Sai failed to dispel. And then I got off a Word of Pain on the Trolls. I didn't declare a big one though, so they just got -1 to the weapon skill, which didn't actually make any difference. But the plus and strength on these was pretty good. So there's obviously nothing to shoot at, because everything he had was in combat. So we did this combat first with the Charybdis. The Charybdis ate the chariot, well, he did 3 wounds to the chariot. The chariot did nothing in return. He got some hits on me. Got 1 wound on me. And I made my 6-up armour save again. So that Charybdis has taken no wounds and eaten a unit of knights and a corn chariot. It's frankly amazing. And he's going home now. So that was good. Then the Blackguard chopped up, well, between the Blackguard and the hero on the Pegasus, killed 12 corn warriors, which was exactly the unit. His wizard butchered my champion this time. Only took him 2 rounds of combat. So, yeah, so I won that and his wizard fled. Then in this combat, the Witch Elves attacked Throg, did 2 wounds to him. He did make quite a few regen saves, so he got a roll on Eye of the Gods, got a reroll. The Warlocks managed to do nothing, I think. I think they may have done a wound. So killed, I think, 1 troll, maybe not. Yeah, so in the end I won the combat by 1 point. So Sai made his test and actually failed it. And I pursued with both units and caught them, so they were destroyed. And these were destroyed, so all he had left was his wizard. So he just went through the last 2 turns quickly, just firing bolt throws at him. So turn 5 I did 2 wounds to him. And then the next turn I just hit with both and failed both his ward saves. And took a insane amount of wounds and died. So yeah, so there's nothing left now. I'm glad I got that wizard because he evaded me last time, so he'll have to be renamed now. Yeah, so it's game over and quite a hefty victory to the Dark Elves. But so I was plagued with bad luck in this game, like as bad as it's been, I think.
Terrible.
But yeah, it was still a pretty fun game. I'm not sure Si feels the same way, but he took it with good humour this time.
It was funny at the end, but
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It
Because
was
I was like, I spend most of the game consoling side in a lot of our games because he's bad luck. This time I was just like, oh, bollocks dear. I'm just going to crush you. And actually cheered him up. But yeah, I mean, that Charybdis making that 6-up armour save was probably enough to burst any blood vessels that he has left, but he took it well. So, but yeah, it was just his luck was horrendous. These trolls did like nothing at all. And when Throg finally got his moment of glory, I don't think he killed anyone. He killed some witch elves, didn't he?
Well, basically out of
well, no, he didn't get any hits, did he, with his great weapon?
No, he didn't get any. So he rolled five attacks, missed with all of them, and then
did a
with his
breath weapon, got 3,
and then 2 wounds.
Yeah, 2 wounds. Yeah. So yeah, Throg. But then, no, there's no way to justify that. Throg failed.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was bad as well, because if you think about it, all I needed was an average seven hits with the breath weapon, and even 2 hit.
They could have swung the combat.
Well, yeah. Well,
you literally just needed to kill 2 witch elves.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have been steadfast. You wouldn't have had your BSB reroll.
Yeah.
And you probably would have been testing on like a leadership of 5 or 6.
Well, it would have been. Oh no, it wouldn't have been.
You wouldn't have been steadfast, no.
No, that's a good point.
Wasn't steadfast.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So it was literally.
So that really could have swung the game.
Well, yeah, because had I chased those witch elves down, then all of a sudden you're sat there with a unit of those guys versus a big fat unit of trolls.
Yeah. That would have made it a hell of a lot closer.
Yeah.
Because that's a hell of a lot of points in there. Yeah, that's a good point. I just didn't realise it was so close to misery.
Well, that's sort of 7. It's about 800 points in that unit.
Oh right.
So
Yeah, the witch elves are about like 700. The warlocks are just over 200. So you would have gained.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much. I think to by this point to have won, I pretty much would have needed to.
Yeah, you would have needed to kill the.
I would have needed to wipe out the Black Guard and probably him as well.
Yeah, because all I really lost were the 2 units of warlocks.
Yeah.
2 units of dark riders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was good though. It's reassuring though to know that you could have got that many points so easily.
Because there could have been potentially the warlocks and the witch elves, and that wizard could have joined him into the unit as well, just to avoid getting shot.
Because the wizard was still alive at that point.
Yeah. So there was chances, but Throg whiffed like an absolute scum. Throg has been deposed. He's no longer Troll King. He's now Troll.
Janitor.
Cleaner.
You don't want to clean a troll's latrine. It's not good. What do you think they're all throwing up? So I think the list was pretty good. It's the list I used last time and had obviously big success with that. To be fair though, I was playing a pretty fluffy list, and this isn't that fluffy. It's fluffier than some lists I've seen, but it's certainly not. Like a friendly list, really.
There was some power to it.
It's got some oomph. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with it. I really like the list. I'm certainly going to continue to tweak it and stuff. I'll try and play something a bit friendlier next time though, just to give Si a reprieve.
Well, I think to be honest, what I think hurt hard was you made a really good charge. Against the Skull Crushers.
That charge at the start was nice. Especially getting the word of pain off as well.
Yeah,
that was aggressive.
Yeah, because the sort of the thing with the Skull Crushers is that I kind of needed a bit of a combo charge to get anything out of them, and I thought I was going to have the Chariot, the Chaos Warriors, and the Skull Crushers, and I think at that point I would have probably easily broken that Witch Elf unit with that lot. these guys would have gone after the black guards, and then I would have been trying to clean up whatever else was left. So, although to be fair, the way that Charybdis was rolling, that would have just rolled through the rest of my
yeah, that's true. I was pretty confident that Witch Elf unit was going to break those Skull Crushers. So.
Oh yeah. With the charge you got, that was a given. I mean, I was
really happy with that.
What I wasn't expecting, because when you said you thought you might have the moving banner, I thought, crap, okay, fair enough.
I spent ages tweaking the list and got fed up with it because I couldn't fit the BSB in, so I just went back to the old list. I'm going to tweak it a bit more. I really want that BSB in the Black Guard unit. I don't like how everyone's holding. So I might have to drop that peg hero. It doesn't do a lot. At least in this list anyway. I'm going to use him.
I think to be fair, if you weren't fighting Chaos, he'd be awesome, because he'd just be hunting down. When against High Elf and stuff, he'd be flying behind, looking for the units of archers.
And artillery as well. It's really difficult because he's got to throw out warders against shooting. So.
Yeah, against bolt throwers and stuff like that, brilliant. And he's profit against Empire.
Yeah.
He can be chopping up detachments. He can be killing artillery and stuff.
Well,
it's great.
Pretty useful against a steam tank for one round.
Yeah.
Potentially getting like 9 wounds on it. Yeah. If you're really lucky.
Although against dwarves, I'd be one to not take. Against some of those dwarf lists, I've seen that.
Well, like I say, he's got to throw out ward against shooting.
That is a lot of shooting. He does only have 3 wounds.
He's only like 188 points. I like him, but I might have to drop him and just have the BSB. I really want a BSB in this unit with the Ring of Hotep, just to give him the 4 up ward against magic consistently. So although with my wizard out, it's a bit risky against anyone who's shooting because you get sniped. So, and I like her in the warlock one. So. But yeah, so I'm gonna tweak the list a bit, but yeah, so very happy with it. So hand over to Si, see what he thought of the game. But for me, it was pretty fun. So just feel a bit bad that Si was so unlucky.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much the only bad thing about the game, was just I was terribly unlucky. Like I say, with Throg at the end, I even had a chance of turning it around, because there's a good reason why people take hordes of trolls. It's because they're pretty bloody powerful. And yeah, with Throg, with the breath weapon and stuff, I had a good chance of, because I only lost the combat by, I lost the combat by 2. Well, by 1 in the end. So, had I rolled average with Throg, with his breath weapon and with his attacks, that's essentially 10 wound, on roughly on average, that's probably sort of a good 5 or 6, maybe 7 wounds from Throg. And then with the rest of the guys, I just rolled really terribly throughout that whole set of combats, really badly. I only had a bit of bad luck over there in the first round against the Chaos Warriors. Yeah. And I think had I managed to get the Chaos Warriors to reform, but that's on a 5, and I passed the save once. I passed the leadership once at 5, so I can't expect to do it twice. Otherwise, that'd just be a bit silly. But it was close. But that's just the way it goes. It's just tough when it's bad luck that costs you the game rather than anything else. I really hate losing to my own bad luck.
I think, other than the bad luck factor, I think the choice of fire magic was pretty good.
Well, yeah, I kind of wanted fire magic because I wanted some ranged attack.
Yeah,
but
which is good if you're being passive, but you've got a wizard in a corner unit. Yeah. It's only going to be shooting for 2 turns, and these spells are going to be pretty useless.
Yeah, the thing is, I had two buffs. Well, I had a buff, the hex, and I had and a couple of shooting attacks. I thought it'd be a bit of a Swiss Army knife. Probably use the flaming sword of ruin on the trolls and such and such.
is give the Wizard a Water Toad, put it on the Waterline. Because the Waterline's got 4 at ward anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then he can sit back, can't he, and have a good field of view.
Yeah.
Blasting things with spells. You know, you can still have fire. Just don't knock Waterline.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It'd be quite a fun thing, wouldn't it? Then it'd be pretty protected.
Yeah, yeah.
And it'd look cool as well.
Yeah, man, give him a talisman of preservation and that, and it'd be
safe as it can be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely worth a consideration there.
Yeah, I don't normally think that's good on a something like that, but because I'm using bolt throws, I've already used cannons. Other than the dwarves, but who knows the dwarves anyway. So, but yeah, you can put them on there. It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, man.
Be a good solution, and you don't have to worry about them being in the core unit and blowing them up.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, it's just because I kind of think when it comes to laws, the more when you get down to brass tacks for chaos, really, there's not many laws that really kind of work with what they excel at. Other than just saying, well, either
Shadow's only really good against other elite armies. You don't really need it against the Orphans.
So unless you're fighting elves, it's a bit pointless.
I think the Nurgle law is the best one.
Yeah.
Because that's always going to be useful. Because it makes you guys survivable, which is one thing you don't have.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably gonna start it.
D3 toughness and a 5 regen to Corn Warriors instead of cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't, unfortunately. I don't think you can cast Nurgle spells on.
Yeah, you can. You just can't have your guy in the unit.
Right, okay. Well,
when you play against me, I've had Skull Crushers with a 5 regen.
Good point. Yeah.
I think the Nurgle law is definitely the best one. Way to go.
Yeah. Well, it's worth bearing in mind. And hopefully, if the rumours pan out true, we'll be able to mix Demons of Chaos and Warriors of Chaos. Someone was saying about wanting to mix.
Put the book back together.
Well, someone was saying they wanted to put a Beastman back in there as well, but most of the Chaos players are like, nah, you can keep Beastman.
That would good.
Although, to be fair, filling out core choice with some of the Beastman stuff supported with Chaos would be.
Yeah, but they had a book that did that before.
Yeah.
And they took it apart.
Yeah.
Didn't really make much sense to put it back together again.
No, that's true. Still, will be interesting to see whether you could combine them as allies again rather than anything else. But yeah, it's probably.
Let's hope they don't add allies to Warhammer.
No, that would like in the 40k system. That would just be silly because then it'd be
like take Sigmar as a primary detachment or something.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Would just be crazy. The 40k rules are bad enough for that kind of stuff as it is, but yeah, I'm sure there could be plenty of dirty things that could be done. But yeah, well, have to wait and see. But yeah, it was a good game. It was a laugh come the end of it. But yeah, the bad luck was pretty harsh, and that was the bit I didn't particularly enjoy. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes for next week for another game. Yes. So I think what I'm probably going to do is break out a bit of isopropyl alcohol and maybe strip another board section and start painting that up. And then it'll be time to break out the absolute ton of static grass that I have kicking about. So yeah, we'll see you next week.